Hey everybody, wake up. This is Wake Up with Mark Joyner, episode number 111. And today I'm going to tell you about a new experiment I'm doing ice baths in the morning. Okay, so why on earth would I do ice baths in the first place? Well, I've been doing them for years. Over the last year or so, haven't had a lot of time to do them consistently because I've been traveling around a lot and I haven't had the setup to do it. And now I'm in a location where we bought a freezer where we're putting water in there and we're keeping that water at just above freezing temperature so we can do our ice baths. Me and the dudes that I'm living with over here. And I got to tell you, it is a very, very profoundly powerful modality if you have not tried it. It's very good at lowering inflammation. It stimulates the brown fat cells in your body so that you can burn fat a lot faster. If you haven't gone down the whole Wim Hof rabbit hole, I strongly recommend you do so. There is a tremendous body of scientific evidence to show that it is not only beneficial for you in terms of curing a lot of illnesses, and I mean these guys have actually neutralized the Ebola toxin with Wim Hof breathing in the lab. Very interesting stuff to check out. And Wim Hof can do all kinds of crazy things, like I believe he climbed Everest without a shirt on. He has run marathons in the Arctic with no shoes. Man is absolutely amazing. I used to absolutely hate the cold, and now I can do ice baths for 5-6 minutes at a time without it really being too difficult at all, using that breathing technique. Now, why am I doing this in the morning now? I'm doing it in the morning because when I was doing it in the afternoon, while I found that I would get the benefit of improved sleep, because doing an ice bath, I do believe, has an effect of profoundly affecting your sleep. The problem is that setting it up in the timing of the day is a little bit difficult. If you do something like that in the afternoon and you don't have a consistent trigger to actually set that behavior off in motion, you're not going to be able to do it as consistently. Now, what I was considering doing for a while was doing it after my workouts. And in fact, I did it for about 2 years straight, and I did that every single day. Right after the workout, I would do my ice bath. And if you guys have seen the Instagram video of me, walking on my side, you can see me there probably at my most shredded. That was when my 8-pack was just pretty prominently popping out. And I do believe that the ice baths had a tremendous impact on that. And by the way, while I did that, I didn't count a single calorie. If you guys are curious about that, you can ask me how I did that, and I'm happy to share the protocols that I have used to accomplish that. So why would I shift it over into the morning? Well, if you have followed what we're doing at Simpleology for a while, you'll know that we have this thing called ConKeo Kaizen, and it's all about manipulating your environment so that you can stimulate the right behaviors and then eliminate the bad behaviors. Now, part of that is not just physical objects in your environment, but it is also your temporal environment. So if you have a trigger to get you to do something at a specific time, you are more likely to do it. So Charles Duhigg, in his book, The Power of Habit, talks about this as well. He calls it chaining, and we have been talking about the same thing at Simpleology for years as part of ConKeo Kaizen. Now, you can go to simpleology.com/KK. You can see the URL right here. Just go to /KK, add that on there, tack that onto simpleology.com, and you can download a free ConKeo Kaizen starter kit and learn all about how all of this works. So I have this morning routine, as you guys know. I wake up, I do some animal flows, I do Wim Hof breathing, I do other breathing exercises, I do Thomas Engbert's Superhuman 6, and now I am tacking on this one additional behavior on top of that so that I can be 100% certain that every day I'm going to get that in. Now, why is this an experiment? Because I don't know how this is going to affect my productivity throughout the day. In the past, if I did it later in the day, I noticed that it helped me sleep a little bit better. Is doing it in the morning going to help me wake up more? It certainly woke me the hell up right after I did it. That was for sure. But am I going to feel tired later on as a result of that? I don't know. We'll have to see. This is why it's an experiment. Now, another thing that you can think about here is something that Brian Tracy talks about in his book, Eat That Frog. It's a great metaphor. He says, look, if you start every day by eating a frog, that's the worst possible thing you can do. So everything else from that point is downhill. So an ice bath is one of the most challenging things you can do, even though it's not that hard for me once I'm in there. Those first 10 to 15 seconds are always brutal. Even when I was doing it every single day for 2 years in a row, those first 10 to 15 seconds were never easy, and it never got easier. But doing the Wim Hof breathing, the actual process itself, becomes painless. After about 10 or 15 seconds, I'm just in the breathing and I'm okay. Yeah, it chills the bones a little bit. It's mildly painful, but totally tolerable. Now, if you feel like this is something that there's no way you could possibly do, you are exactly the person who needs to do it. Why? You get tremendous benefit out of facing your fears, out of doing difficult things on purpose. That is how you grow. It's the only way you grow. So if you're listening to this going, there's no way I could possibly do this, under the advice of your doctor, of course, I strongly advise you to check it out. Anyway, go to simpleology.com/KK if you want to learn more about ConKeo Kaizen. Strongly encourage you to do that as well. That will change your life. It will change your behavior. It will change your habits. You can do many, many great things. You can change your work life. You can change your personal life. It is a profoundly potent tool, and that is available for you guys for free at simpleology.com/KK. All right, you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk